And welcome to Week 5 picks here on our Delaware Live Sports Downstate picks. Actually, throughout the state now, as we're starting to pick a little more throughout the state with this new classification. We're getting to know a little bit more about the teams up north. Trey, let's go ahead and let's get started. We're going to start right off with a Thursday night game, 6 o'clock kickoff. Indian River Indians and the St. Elizabeth Vikings. Well, Indian River sent us a resounding rebuke of our pick last week with a 35-6 win over Seaford. So, tip of the hat to the Indians. But I'm going to give them some more bulletin board material again this week, and maybe it'll fuel them in a big top 5 contest with number 2 St. Elizabeth. The Vikings are averaging 45 points a game. Their defense is allowing a mere 5 points a game. This game is an early kickoff in Wilmington. This one's for our colleague Pat Gariantes. I'm taking the Vikings to move to 5-0, St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'll say Indy River shut us up from last week. They found a way to put points on the board and had a big win. But I like your points of St. E's is consistently putting points on the board and keeping people off the scoreboard. So I'm going to go with St. E's too.
Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock. The Dover Senators at the Appoquinimink Jaguars. Dover is quietly making a name for themselves in AAA, currently ranked number 3, and they can put up 3 touchdowns a game. I think that's going to be too much for Appoquinimink to keep up with. But I think this game's going to be tight. I like the Senators here as they gear up for next week's District 2 clash with Sussex Central. I'm going with Dover.
Yeah, I think Dover, they've been rolling for a few weeks now. They beat their rival CR, so I like Dover in this game as well.
Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock. The Delmar Wildcats and the Cape Henlopen Vikings. Delmar's defense can keep games close, and that allows them to be in games late. And whatever the years that's how they've been successful. Cape, on the other hand, has had 4 games taken from them in the fourth quarter. 4 games that they have been in control of. This is a matchup that favors Delmar, but with the week off to rest and regroup, I see the Vikings getting it together and getting a homecoming win here. I'm taking Cape Henlopen.
You made some really good points there, Delmar. They've historically always had tough defenses, keeps them in games, even the offense isn't always there. But I think that's exactly what's going to get them the win. Unfortunately for Cape, like you said, they've let some games get away with them late, and I think that's going to be their kryptonite in this game as well. I like Delmar keeping it close to a defense and finding a way to win late.
Let's go to Friday night, 4 o'clock kickoff. The Dickinson Rams and First State Military Academy Bulldogs. Wow, that's a mouthful. The Dickinson Rams, they're a team we don't get to talk about much. They're a team that over the next few years, realignment or reclassification is going to benefit them and gives us a chance to talk about the Rams. They opened the season snapping a 31-game losing streak with a win, and then they dropped the next 2 games. They head into a game with one of the newer programs in the state with First State Military, who got their first win of the season last week. Early kickoff in Clayton, I got the Bulldogs winning their homecoming, but in a thriller, I'm taking First State.
Yeah, it's awesome. We get to talk about 2 of these teams I'm going to talk about much, especially Dickinson. I think this is the first time we've really gotten the opportunity to talk about them or pick them. Congrats to them on getting that win in week 1, or I guess it was week 0 at that point. First State got to win this past week. I'm gonna go with, you said it was homecoming, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with homecoming at home. That's tough to beat them when we go First State.
One of our big games here, Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock, the Milford Buccaneers and the Sussex Central Golden Knights. This game catches my eye as it's a 3A versus 2A game that has no bearing on the state tournament bid. But with Sussex Central coming in off a tough blowout loss to Smyrna, Milford High off a big a district win in the fourth quarter over Red Lion, to me, it's a trap game for both teams. It could be. 2 former Henlopen North teams will get after it. And just after a week of correctly picking against Sussex Central in the Castle, I'm not pressing my luck. I'm taking the Golden Knights here.
I incorrectly picked them, but I think that's exactly what's going to – not that I picked them incorrectly, but I think that loss is going to fuel them to the swing against Milford. I think Milford's they're a well-coached team, a good team. They can put points on the board, but, I still won't pick against Central at home. I like Central.
Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock. It's the St. Andrews Cardinals or the Saints or the Griffin, whatever they are. Really, there's a big mystery about who their mascot is against the Tower Hill. We know they're the Hillers. St. Andrews School was a setting where the famous quote, "Carte diem," was made popular in the movie Dead Poets Society in 1989. St. Andrews has been on the downside of the Independent Conference for several years now, and a win over the Hillers would be huge. Seize the day. Who would have thought I'd be using Latin phrases in our picks, right? But that's what the Cardinals or the Saints or whatever mascot St. Andrews is going to claim to be. They will seize the night over Tower Hill and improve to 5-0. St. Andrews.
I mean, your use of Latin there really made me want to agree with you here. So let's go St. Andrews.
Robin Williams can't be wrong, right?
No, absolutely not.
Saturday kickoff, 12 o'clock is the game we'll be covering on Saturday. It's the Newark Yellow Jackets and the Lake Forest Spartans. Homecoming and Hall of Fame day for the Spartans. The Newark Yellow Jackets come in 2-2 for a Class 2A cross-district game. Saturday homecoming is a tradition at Lake Forest. It's a game they tend to find success in. But I do remember a 1980 game where Sussex Central traveled to Felton and kind of upset the apple cart, but all that was decades ago. The Spartans prevailed against Lake Forest.
Yeah, homecoming, Hall of Fame day in Lakeland. I like Lake Forest.
And finally, our downstate game of the week is a Thursday night kickoff this week, folks. It's the Woodbridge Blue Raiders and the Laurel Bulldogs. Both teams 4-0 coming into this. After Thursday night, one of these teams is no longer undefeated. While this is a step up in class for Laurel, it's a game that they have battled in for several years in the former Henlopen South game. I think that the attitude Laurel coach Joey Jones will carry into this game is this isn't a step up. It's a game we've been playing for over 50 years. For Woodbridge coach Marvin Dooley, has to be concerned with his team's offense in recent weeks. Laurel can score points, lots of them. And Woodbridge has shown that they can play shutdown defense. Big 6-0 win last week against Delmar, and that touchdown was scored midway through the first quarter. So they went 3.5 quarters without allowing a really good football team to score. The irresistible force meets the immovable object on Thursday night. The Blue Raiders are on a 7-game win streak against Laurel, and I think they find a way to get it done again this time. I'm going with Woodbridge.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be at this game. It's a great game. We've watched many we've got to watch the game a few times over the past few years we've been doing this, and it's always been competitive no matter what the records are. Maybe I don't want to say it's a rivalry game yet, but it has that kind of feel, the way they play each other tough, if you get what I'm saying. And both teams, we've watched them both this year, and they turn it on late. That right there is why I'm going to pick Woodbridge, because I'm a big believer in something about Woodbridge in the fourth quarter. They find ways. I mean, Laurel's good. They can put points on the board, but I don't know. I like Woodbridge getting the stop when they need it, getting in the end zone when they need it. I'm going to go Woodbridge.
Right. I don't see Woodbridge. They got Caraval next week, but I don't see them napping in this game. This is a big game.
No,
Western Sussex County game, Route 13. Last time we were there, we got a 5 geese flyover. Hopefully we get something similar to it this week. So those are your picks, folks, for week 5, 6, bring in the 0. Doesn't matter. It's high school football here in Delaware, and those are your picks. For Trey Mitchell, I'm Benny Mitchell. We'll see you kick off this week at Thursday night at 7, and then again Saturday at noon. See you there, folks.